Welcome to the Planet MicroCap Showcase Virtual 2022. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and thank you for joining us. Now presenting at our event is the team from healthwarehouse.com Inc. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is HEWA on the OTCQB. And from that team, we have Dan Saliga, CFO, as well as Joey Peters, CEO. With that, Dan and Joey, take it away.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate the introduction. This is Joey Peters here, and I'd like to start out by welcoming all of those attending today's presentation. Dan and I appreciate you taking the time to learn about healthwarehouse.com. I'm the president and CEO of healthwarehouse.com Inc., and Dan's our chief financial officer. Dan has been involved with the company about 10 years in both financial and operational capacities. I myself started with the company in January of 2012. Basically answering phone calls in our call center. And I've held various positions throughout the company prior to becoming president and CEO. Both of us are excited to tell you a little bit about Health Warehouse's story today. And before we get started, for those interested, once again, our ticker symbol on the OTCQB market is HEWA, H-E-W-A, HEWA. This slide here, this is just your basic standard safe harbor statement related to forward-looking statements, included in our presentation today. All right. So who is healthwarehouse.com? 10 years ago, I can tell you that we didn't really know who we were or what we were good at. We tried focusing on just the online pharmacy aspect, or, are we a tech company? Then we tried to shift to e-commerce a little bit. So today I'm proud to say we have more of an identity, and we've dedicated our resources appropriately. We have developed through investment into a technology company with that focus on healthcare e-commerce. Today, we sell directly to individual consumers as an online mail order pharmacy, and we have the licensure necessary to ship prescription medications nationwide. Our core patient base is the uninsured or underinsured patient, and we focus on the out-of-pocket or cash-only market with them. Our objective is to utilize our proprietary technology to make the pharmaceutical supply chain more efficient and then pass those savings along to the consumer. Our company was founded in 2007 to help patients purchase their prescription medications online, providing the same pricing for all patients nationwide. Now, medication pricing being transparent and searchable on our website was a completely new idea that we introduced to patients. As all of you know, traditionally, patients do not learn the price of their medication until after handing their prescription to the pharmacy. While our vision of convenient online shopping grew to include this transparency of pricing and making the cost of prescription medication more affordable, our success today is due to the culture we've built and our employees, like the people shown here, that strive every day to provide compassionate service to all of our customers, which is unmatched in our industry. These values are the pillars that allow us to disrupt the traditional pharmacy model, which historically, the direct-to-consumer business, which I mentioned earlier, has been our core business. But with our investment in technology and automation in 2018, we had the capacity to expand into what we also refer as our partner service business, which is where we provide the same outstanding service to the patients of various pharma service companies. This slide focuses on some of the licensing and accreditation requirements that go into becoming a national player in the prescription medication e-commerce space. While there is a nationally recognized accreditation through the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy, we also have state-specific licenses for our facility. In addition to this, we have duplication of licenses in states requiring state-specific individuals or pharmacists in charge. This ensures uninterrupted availability to our customers nationwide, despite any changes in personnel. As you can imagine, there's a significant investment in time and money to obtain these licenses and certifications, and more importantly, to remain in compliance with the pharmacy regulations, which vary state by state. Just to add, violations of these regulations usually result in costly fines and limitations on where a pharmacy can conduct business. Here at healthwarehouse.com, we continue to invest in compliance efforts, and we're in good standing with all the boards of pharmacies nationwide, as well as the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy. And I'll hand it over to Dan to cover some facets of our industry as well.
Okay, thanks, Joey. In terms of the industry, I'll touch on the online pharmacy industry and the cash or out-of-pocket market. This slide shows the online pharmacy market relative to the total pharmacy market. The online market represents $52 billion or 15% of the total market of $348 billion in 2020 and is expected to grow at just under 20% annually to $146 billion or 32% of the total market in 2026. Next, I'll touch on the cash or out-of-pocket market. The cash or out-of-pocket portion of the market is expected to grow from over $46 billion in 2020 to $52 billion in 2026. The growth in this market is a direct result of the additional costs being added by middlemen in the industry, including PBMs and insurance companies, to what the consumer actually pays for prescription medication, thus making the cash option more affordable and desired by the consumer. Some of the other factors that are contributing to the growth in both of these markets include the rise of consumerism in U.S. healthcare, which is driving demands for transparency and pricing. The legitimization and acceptance of purchasing your prescription medications conveniently online. Through the crackdown on illegitimate pharmacies by regulators and the demand for convenience in shopping for all products, including highly sensitive and personal prescription medications. Next, the shift of manufacturers going direct to patients to influence consumer behavior and adherence. We've also benefited from the growth in the telemedicine market as an accepted option by consumers through loosening of regulation during the COVID pandemic. And finally, the use of technology in healthcare to improve convenience, transparency, and customer experience and service. Joey will now cover our market position.
Thanks, Dan. The primary factors in the expected growth in the markets we serve are really at the core of our value proposition here. As highlighted before, we provide transparency of pricing no matter where you live or who you are, all of which is searchable from our website. Second, as the legitimacy of the online market improves, we continue to be a leader in the industry as one of the first online players to receive our VIPS accreditation, which is now known as Digital Pharmacy Accreditation. We have also been repeatedly featured as the most affordable pharmacy in the nation by various national consumer advocate publications. These include Consumer Reports, Money.com, and Newsweek. And finally, when combined with the convenience of online shopping, we believe that we are positioned well to take advantage of the projected growth in the markets we serve. Now, who are our direct-to-consumer customers? We have our list here, which you can read through, and I'll go ahead and highlight a few of these, which includes what we call the underinsured. So these are people that have insurance, but due to high deductible plans, including those with insurance through the Affordable Care Act and Medicare Part D, or artificial quantity restrictions for certain medications enforced by companies and PBMs, these are people with insurance that are still choosing to pay out of pocket or cash because of some sort of limitations or high costs. Additionally, we have the uninsured. So this is where our patient base started out when we first started as a company. These are people who have no insurance, whether due to job loss or other circumstances, and they are paying cash or out of pocket for their prescription medications. And finally, I'll also highlight, in addition to individually funded flexible spending accounts, health savings accounts, and health reimbursement accounts, some company-sponsored high deductible plans have evolved to provide funding of HSAs, HRAs, and FSAs to help offset their employees' out-of-pocket healthcare costs. Per the most recent Consumer Report survey, we are one of the few companies today that accept these forms of payment. With the drive to consumerism and the use of online shopping tools, patients often find us through aggregators like GoodRx and RxSaver, your search engines like Google and Bing, as well as social media ads like Facebook and Instagram. We've also benefited from national publications like Consumer Reports, which we've mentioned a couple times, whose recommendations to consumers to save money on their prescription medications fits in well with our value propositions, which includes going online to check pricing, paying cash instead of going through insurance, and asking for more than a 30-day supply when ordering your medications. The majority of our advertising dollars are spent in the digital channels, which we just mentioned. Shown here are some creative assets used in our recent marketing campaigns that we've utilized in various channels, including display and social media advertising. And yes, we serve pet patients as well. These are some of our most loyal customers, as well as a growing catalog and business unit for us here at healthwarehouse.com. Now, we'll turn to the other portion of our business that we started serving in 2018, which is what we call our partner services. We see significant opportunity for growth in this space. As previously discussed, with our investments in technology in 2018, we were able to utilize our platform to provide fulfillment and other services to third-party health providers, including telemedicine companies, clinical trial support, prescription card offerings, third-party administrators, and pharma manufacturers. We found that our platform is ideal to support patient assistance programs, cash pay programs sponsored by manufacturers, as well as helping them directly interact with their patients, improving the convenience of ordering, as well as the medication adherence. The services we provide are customized to meet the needs of the partner, but include direct-to-patient fulfillment straight to their doors, customized landing pages and messaging, customer support, and supply and inventory management. In addition to all of this, our proprietary API technology provides an efficient means of processing our partner orders and pushing back status updates to them via notifications and tracking IDs. Now on this slide, our affordability value prop requires us to keep our costs low. We do that by operating out of one 28,000 square foot facility located in Florence, Kentucky, which is part of the Cincinnati metro area. We've been at this location since 2011. Pictured here on this slide is the investment in robotics in 2018, which has greatly improved our efficiencies and processing times, while enabling us to grow into other business opportunities, such as the partner services, which we've highlighted. Our pharmacy automation has a capacity of about 10,000 scripts per day and is designed with a small footprint and easy expansion. With our central location, we can reach 90% of the US population in about 3 to 4 days via the standard delivery method, which keeps our shipping costs very low. We utilize a number of carriers between USPS, UPS, and FedEx, offering our customers the shipping options that best fit their needs. Due to our focus on compassionate customer service, we receive excellent ratings and reviews on various consumer review websites. We regularly receive reviews and notes thanking us for being an affordable source for our patients' medications. We've listed a couple examples here, as well as a few of the websites that you can look us up on online. I've mentioned some of the recognition we've received from national publications, including Consumer Reports, Money.com, and Newsweek. We're also proud to be a Torch Award recipient from the Better Business Bureau for Marketplace Ethics in 2020. This was mainly due to our handling of increased volume, strained supply chains, and societal hardships during the COVID-19 pandemic. Our personnel. So we currently have about 115 employees, the majority of which live or work in our local area. Before the pandemic, all of our employees worked on-site as required by the Kentucky Board of Pharmacy. Currently, over half of our employees work remotely from their homes. The Kentucky Board of Pharmacy recently approved the expansion of the geographic region for remote workers from the state of Kentucky and 100 miles from our facility to nationwide coverage, which improves our ability to recruit employees as we continue to grow. Our competition. We look at our competition in 3 areas: the online space, the cash pay space, and those that are licensed in 50 states. With some of the competition listed here, not many check all 3 boxes as we do. Now, we continue to see more competition in the online and cash pay space, with new low-price online pharmacies and marketing companies with bottomless advertising budgets. Obviously, this has had an impact on our direct-to-consumer business. But with the turmoil in the financial markets, we're seeing some of those competitors fade and some even disappear as the appetite to fund losses has declined. We continue to be the only online pharmacy licensed in all 50 states whose model has proven to generate positive cash flow. Now I'll hand it back over to Dan to highlight some of our historicals here.
Thanks, Joey. Some of our historical highlights are listed here. I'll mention a few of them. We were the first online pharmacy to go direct to the consumer from manufacturer, cutting out the excessive costs of middlemen. We were an early and current partner with GoodRx, and we're the first American pharmacy to advertise prescription medication on Google search. Some of our high water marks include shipping over 120,000 prescriptions in the most recent quarter, a record for quarterly website visits of 2.5 million, and over 167,000 active customers and over 1 million contacts. This slide shows what we set out to accomplish in 2022. With the partner services business, we wanted to grow by 85%. Currently, we're pacing for over 100% growth in that area. We set out to maintain our DTC, RX, and OTC business. We were able to grow our over-the-counter business, but have fallen short in our goal for the direct-to-consumer prescription business due to the competitive reasons previously discussed. And finally, we aim to roll out the new e-commerce platform and implement new pharmacy software and new contact center software, all scheduled to be completed within the next 30 to 60 days. Shown here are the quarterly results for 2022 for the B2C and B2B revenue and adjusted EBITDA. We targeted 11% revenue growth for 2022. You'll also note that we are projecting break-even EBITDA for the year. We have generated positive EBITDA for over 5 years. This year, we decided to strategically invest some of our cash flow into our technology and marketing and advertising. We anticipate returning to positive cash flow in 2023.
Thanks, Dan. Some of our future growth opportunities are listed here. We see significant opportunity in the partner services business, with a strong pipeline to onboard and continued efforts to evaluate partners and channels, such as self-funded corporate plans. Our new e-commerce platform was designed with SEO and CRO in mind, which should improve future conversions and make investments in advertising more efficient. And finally, we continue to pursue the direct-to-manufacturer relationships, which reduce our costs and help to expand our product catalog.
Based on those opportunities outlined by Joey, our preliminary budget for 2023 is projecting over 40% revenue growth and generating positive EBITDA. This is based on our current backlog and pipeline potential partners that we'll be adding throughout the next year, as well as some new opportunities that we're assessing now.
In review, here are some of our investment highlights. We serve a multi-billion online market. Our platform includes all licensing required to ship nationwide, as well as VIPS accreditation, now known as Digital Pharmacy Accreditation. We continue to invest in proprietary technology for online prescription ordering and partner service APIs. We also have centralized processing with automated fulfillment to keep our operating costs low. Our direct-to-consumer revenue is recurring and sticky revenue. Overall, we've experienced revenue growth with positive cash flow. And we received national recognition for our efforts in our customer service and delivery to patients. In conclusion, this wraps up our formal part of the presentations, and we thank everybody for listening today.
All right, Dan and Joey, thank you so much for your presentation here today. Just had a few questions before I let you go here. First question, and I'm asking this to all the companies that are presenting here today. You know, we're going through tough markets right now. What would you say are some of the measures the company is taking in order to mitigate some of the macroeconomic pressures that are currently affecting most microcap companies across the board?
Well, I'd say the first thing we're doing is trying to keep our overhead low. It's a competitive market. The online prescription market is competitive, so we have to keep our pricing as competitive as we can. So we have to, drive more efficiencies through our pharmacy and our operations, and continue to strive to keep our overhead costs low.
To piggyback on Dan's comment there, our previous investment in automation has allowed us to keep our cost of fill very low, which has allowed us to retain great employees, as well as the change the Kentucky Board of Pharmacy made to allow us to hire employees remotely. So we've been able to keep our costs low, as well as the dollars we're spending on the labor as well.
Very good. And then, looking ahead to 2023, from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts that you want folks to pay attention to?
Sure. Yeah, we can touch on that a little bit. We touched on a little bit, but we mentioned our proprietary software. So we are developing the APIs and the website necessary to really be a plug and play option for a lot of the pharma manufacturers, marketing companies, and telemedicine companies that are popping up. So they're showing up and developing their niche in the pharma industry, and we're really here to serve as a sort of turnkey solution for them as they look for a pharmacy that can reach all 50 states nationwide for them to ship to their patients.
Absolutely. Another question I had for you, you talked about some of your the partnerships, being a current partner with GoodRx, and then having worked with 4HIMS and I think one other that you mentioned there. Can you describe what that means? I want to better understand what that partnership kind of looks like.
Absolutely. The capacity in which we work with GoodRx today is if you go to goodrx.com and you search a medication, you'll see pharmacy listings there. So we show up as one of those pharmacies, and we've worked with them for about 10 years now, being an option. So we're just a really good partner with them in that regard, and have been able to serve those patients well over the years. And we've both enjoyed being featured on Consumer Reports magazine as a top option for patients that are looking for more affordable medications. In regards to the 4HIMS and the other telemedicine companies, what we've been able to offer them is, I mentioned the APIs before, but basically a plug and play option for them to find a fulfillment pharmacy, reach their patients nationwide, as well as receive all the notifications needed on the back end through automation. So they're able to send us orders in real time, and we're able to push back notifications such as order placement, order shipped, order processed, and tracking IDs in real time as well through our APIs.
And guys, final question for you here today. What corporate actions and or strategies are being put in place to hopefully accomplish the goals the company is setting for itself in 2023?
Yeah, Robert, we continue to invest in our technology, which is helping to onboard those clients, and invest in different robotics within the company to help us process their orders more efficiently, reduce processing times. And really there's only a few viable options for those telemed companies. And I think we can leverage our investment in the technology as well as our call center, our customer support center that's here, that they can leverage that to ensure that their customers get the same experience that our customers get here.
Very good. Well, Dan and Joey, thank you so much for your presentation here today, as well as answering a few of my questions. To everybody watching and participating, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your conference. Dan, Joey, thank you again.
Thanks, Robert.
Thanks, Robert.